to understand what I mean, you need to picture with me an organization during the industrial economy, during a time where all we wanted to do is ensure efficiency. And to do that, we had strong, powerful leaders that had all the answers, and their core job was to be very clear when they give instructions so that the people in the organization just implemented very efficiently. That was a time when we didn't even want the employees to think, because at that time, we wanted them to just focus on execution of our instructions. Anytime an employee thought or wanted to create, this delayed the process. And this is especially true for the manufacturing organization. So look at the organization today. Today's organization has to look at the global environment. They need to sometimes predict what's going to happen because they have to be ready to adapt to those changes. Think of Kodak, which was a leader in the production of cameras, right? When you think of Kodak, you actually understand the requirement of organizations today. Kodak was actually ready to launch the digital camera. However, they didn't do it because they were only looking at competitors that produce cameras. And they felt very secure and safe that they had time. And then Apple came out with a camera. So the point I'm trying to illustrate, you can no longer look at your competitors in a particular geographical area and be the sole solution provider to your organization. This cannot happen today. Today's organization has to constantly be scanning the global environment. They need to sometimes predict the changes that are going to happen, and they need to ensure that their organizations are constantly adapting to those changes. Now, I need you to think a little bit with me. When we talk organizations, what are we talking about? We're talking people. We're talking humans like you and me. And people have a certain amount of energy. We must recognize this. So if I am a human being with a certain amount of energy in an organization, and you're coming at me, asking me to change every 2 months, and every 2 months I have to rethink my job, I have to rethink what I do, and sometimes I have to be trained to a totally different skill. Can you imagine how that person feels? There's no way you would be able to bring out passion. You can't ask people subjected to this pressure to innovate. You can't ask them to collaborate because they're tired, they're exhausted. So when I say we need a different organization, we need to manage differently. The role of the leader today is very different. Today's leader is no longer the solution provider. He or she is someone that nurtures the culture of the organization. They take care of the people in the organization. They ensure that the way they manage triggers collaboration, triggers innovation. Their job is to bring out passion. And once the passion comes out, organizations will see things they've never seen before. And this is really success. So today's organization is one that focuses on innovation, on passion, on collaboration. Actually, one brain is simply not enough. You need to trigger collective thinking. You need to ensure that you utilize every resource you have. And you have to utilize the brains of all your people, and you have to gear all this towards one direction, which is the objectives of your organization. The main objective behind gender diversity is for women to have equal opportunities at management positions, because we believe that once women have those opportunities, they will excel. And when they excel, it's women, men, and the organization that's going to benefit. And believe it or not, when those three elements benefit, society will benefit, the globe will benefit, humanity will benefit, because women will not feel that they're not getting the opportunities, and they won't feel deprived of something. So it's equal opportunities to give the chance to actually make the contribution. I think everything is triggered by some personal experience in anyone's life. Yes, it was, because this passion I have for gender diversity stems from the fact that I really believe if women are given opportunities, they will excel. And this came from the fact I have over 35 years of experience here and in North America. And at one point in time in my life, I wanted to shift into a different industry. I couldn't get into this industry for whatever social biases that were there. And then I decided to offer my services and work for free, because I just wanted to prove that I can do this. When I actually started working for free for this incredible company, I was given a job offer and I was treated equally and I was treated with a lot of respect. This tells me that organizations, when they say no to women, it's not because they don't think women can do it. It's because the social biases, the social assumptions that are working in their minds make them assume that maybe this is too hard for women, or maybe women cannot handle it because they have other responsibilities. Once given the chance, organizations will run to ensure they attract women. And in fact, in our organization, we do this. When it comes to the actual competency that we believe women have and their contribution, we become flexible in a lot of different areas to make sure that they have passion and they're able to contribute to our organization. Now, if I was to talk about why I looked at the notion of actual gender diversity to begin with, because a lot of people can talk about equal pay, which is very important. But before we talk about equal pay, we have to talk about equal opportunities. I really believe that once women have a chance to actually work in a position, they will excel the same way men will excel. So the notion of gender diversity simply enables equal opportunities for both men and women. And this notion of enabling this is based on the fact that I don't think there's bad will. I don't think there's someone actually making a decision to prevent women from going into management. I think it's basically the result of a lot of dynamics, whether social or cultural, that create a bias in our minds as we select. Committing to the gender diversity is in fact committing to releasing ourselves from this bias and giving an equal opportunity to both men and women. It's very important that I highlight, when I talk about gender diversity, I'm talking about both men and women. If we want a healthy organization, men need to be happy and comfortable, women need to be happy and comfortable. It's this harmony that will create organizational success. And it is all this combined that will create social well-being. So I'm hoping that now not only organizations benefit, society benefits, countries will benefit, the Arab world will benefit, and eventually we will impact the globe. Think about this. What kind of skills do you think you need in the organization when you have to do this? This highlights the fact that this diversity of skill sets is needed today when we could get without it 30 years ago. We cannot do anything without it today. Once we've established this, we establish the fact that we need diverse skills. Diverse skills cannot happen without gender diversity, because both men and women have critical skills that need to be invested in the organization. You bring both men and women, they work together, you create harmony, you nurture the culture, and you will have an explosion of passion that creates amazing success within the organization. The World Union of Arab Bankers is an entity that does a lot of good work in creating collaboration and cooperation amongst Arab bankers. And they have 9 groups within that entity, each group focused on a particular subject. They recently launched a group responsible for women empowerment because they saw the value in introducing, in supporting women in the banking and financial sector in the Arab world. And I was invited to head this group. I did that, and through their support, we were able to, the board of directors actually approved the Charter of Gender Diversity that I proposed.